went to school. I went to 8th grade in school, but when I went in the Navy, I took a correspondent course, and I did my high school and 1 year at university. And that was all on the correspondent course. It was a tough time in them times. As I say, I lived through the Depression, and we had a rough time, but we had a wonderful home.
Yes. Yeah.
I had six was others besides myself, 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Was your father still working during the 1930s, the Great Depression?
My dad started working for the city of Montreal during the Depression. We were a family of service personnel. Well, you can see we were concerned about what was going on, because when we became old enough, we joined. I joined before I was old enough, but and I get out of the military then in 1963, same day as President Kennedy was killed.
Oh yes, yeah.
November the 22nd, 1963.
And so where did you have to sign up to join the military in Montreal?
I signed up on Mountain Street, between Mountain and Sherbrooke, between St. Catherine and Sherbrooke. There was a Navy barracks. Although I can't swim, Navy was always in my mind. And at the Mountain Street barracks, they had HMCS Montreal, and the French version was HMCS Cartier. And I joined the HMCS Montreal. Jamie I called him, Baker, he had wanted to get in and I wanted to get in. We both wanted to get in the Navy. We altered our baptism certificates, and I applied to the Navy, took the test, and I was accepted. But Jamie was not able to meet the qualifications. He ended up in the Army, and he ended up going overseas. He was killed overseas. At that time, reading the newspapers and listening to the radio and that, it was going to be quite a job for us to win the war. But I knew we were going to win. I knew in my own heart that if you're fighting for freedom, freedom usually wins out. And at that time I thought, well, I don't know whether I thought it was going to be long or short, but I thought, we're here, we're needed, and if God's willing, we'll be here afterwards. And different ratings or different sailors standing there with guns, but you had your life jacket on and you jumped in the water and you swam. But then they also had workups, abandoned ship stations. Well, I was a wheelsman, I was a quartermaster, and I didn't have my life jacket. They had abandoned ship station. My life jacket was aft in the after port mess. So I had to run back over the upper deck to the port mess to get it. In the meantime, everybody's rushing to jump off. I was knocked off. And I had started to scream because I had no life jacket on. I can't swim a stroke. And of course I went down, I came up, and believe it or not, your life does recall. You recall your life. The second time I came up, thanks to 2 chaps from out west that were on my ship, Ken Ostro and Bert Kindry. I remember their names so well. I've never seen them since, well, since they came off that ship. But they had pulled me over, and see, they also have lifeboats, but they have Carley floats. That's sort of a square raft. They're called Carley floats. And they pulled me over to that. And of course they had to pump the water out of me.
Oh, yeah.
But once more time I went down, I wouldn't have been here today. Yeah. So, as I say, I say I owe them my life. And there was a chap from Windsor here, Don Forbes, that used to be president of Branch 12. He and I sailed on the same ship. He's always kidded, because he was the one that yelled. Costello's over the side. See, my name being Costello, I was known as Lou Costello, because of Abbott and Costello. Yes. And I'd always get, hey, Costello, hey, Abbott, you know. But he yelled out that, you know. Of course, I got put on charge when I was on the ship, because you're supposed to carry your Mae West at all time, but especially at wartime.
Yeah. What was the name of the ship?